A rough begging. Carcass bones on these tortured streets. Today, I want to enlighten you on a disturbing moment in my life, leaving me a memory I tell on my story nights. It was an evening like any other evening after my scheduled soccer game, only this time, with my sports gear in my backpack, and like never before, the unforgettable Yelp crossed my path. Let us begin. A rough begging. Carcass bones on these tortured streets. Dog, rotting meats. The moon shines on it, melting in the shadows. As the linger of sulfur flares at my crisp air-snipped nostrils. It's been 2 moons worth, and I still have the liverwort's rot stench on me. Avoiding everything at every cost, death at death's door that I met that night. Though I still walk these streets, and I wish that I never met, I never knew. So, the pressing horn of the passing car honked, I remember. The beaming light stretched, and the eyes of the pup prayed at me. After the pup was forced to roll under, sit, play dead under the fender of metal and rubber's weight. There it was, those carcass bones on these tortured streets. So, the heavy car slipped into the dark corner. Rumbling over the red that told him to stop, he never did. And on that night, the shag with ruffled fur lapped his ailing tongue at me as if asking me to care for him, to save him. I couldn't. I was just a youth passerby in the night coming home from my soccer game, a passerby who did not want to be a witness of the negligence. Poor dog. His pupils yellow glared of suckled sickbed pain. Bones jagged outward from his back like a stabbing knife, piercing through his ruffled fur flesh of pinks and spilling burgundy. And that dog crawled at me, begging me with his paws. Though, tough as he crawled, spine unattached to him at all, to none. And after 2 moons worth, and then there was that. Carcass bones on these tortured streets. Yelps with fierce and reckoning, I remembered. Loud like the wrath of the passing metal trains only 2 blocks away. And I stood there with my heart throbbing in my throat, looking at the pup. The thump. Poor dog, hind legs without and mindless to walk these tortured streets. The shadows and death behind its door, no more. 2 moons since, and still my heart beats faster. Pitter-pat, pitter-pat-pat. I don't want to remember that wretched hour anymore. For him, a doggy dog as he laid as a carcass. It seems as if I will be the only one, and to him of none, the last one. I met him young and dead at the door of death begun. I miss Sparky. That's what I named him, though maybe he had no name. Doggy dog, heaven his world has become. Rough. Again, I want to thank you for walking with me on these tortured streets. In time the carcass was removed, but with the scar of seeing a pup involved in a hit-and-run scene, I am now the forever teller of Sparky's light. Tell me, what would you do in such an hour? Take care and blessed be.
Copyright 2023, Bobby Tequila.
I am glad you enjoyed this reading of my short poetic story. On that note, I also want to invite you to catch up with all related links to this article detailed in our description box. Also know that when you subscribe to our content, it will assist our workflows in continuing to bring other stories to you. Until we meet again, blessed be, my friends.